All right. I did that right. We should see people showing up any moment now. There we go. What's going on, Jeremy? And well, my gimbal may die. The battery's hovering between one and two little bars. So we'll see. If the gimbal dies, I'll switch to the old fashioned way of doing this. No big problem at all. And we'll make it work. So uh, don't worry if the gimbal dies. Whoop, wrong way. Got my feet loosened. There we go. That's how I want that. And well, welcome, chat. If it's your first one live, these go a little bit different than YouTube. Basically, the difference is I can see every comment, and I get to respond to every comment. I get to interact, and I don't have to be as filtered. And we don't have trolls. And so those are the differences. It is way, way, way nicer. And welcome to you too, Michael. Um, First of all, we had our first, at least as far as I know, anyway, our first Patreon member today hit the zoo. That was a really cool. They happen to be local, so that's awesome. We do have some local people on there, and they come in and checked it out. So it was great. And when you do come check it out, make sure if you see me there, tell me who you are. Because remember, I don't always see faces. You guys see my face, I don't see yours. And I want to know if you're one of our members, because if you are, I want to take the time out of my day if I'm doing something, and I'll walk you through there personally and make sure that you get to see everything. And we even got a chance to open the cage and scratch the rhinoceros to go on his head a little bit. So make sure if you're there and I'm there, you let me know, and I'll take good care of you. Uh, all right, so a couple cool things. It's keep watching over the next, you think, month. Uh, I know I posted that thing about overwhelmed. We all get overwhelmed sometimes. That'll probably be me this next month, because what's happening in this next month. And thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. And 4 hour drive, that's a long time. But I'm glad you're going to come. What's going to happen this next month is we're going to continue working on moving to the zoo. We'll be hitting egg season, hopefully. So I got to get my incubator ready and rocking. And then, uh, oh, awesome. It's cool. I love pinstripes. I need more pinstripes. I actually have two now, so we will see more showing up. And I have, I want to say, I think four additional animals arriving. So um, we are going to be adding some more ball pythons over the next few months. And here's the cool thing. It's the way it worked out is pretty much everything that we're going to be adding is either going to be adult or close to adults. We're not adding any babies. We're adding females who have already got some size. What does that mean, and why is that important? Well, that means that our ability to expand our breeding operation and produce more babies, it expedites that. So like, if I'm adding four adult females this year, well, I don't expect them to go this year because we're already late in the season. It will give me an opportunity for four additional clutches next year above and beyond what I had projected, which what that means is more additional babies coming to you guys. Something else I need this. I'm going to need some help from somebody. We need to make a system on how to draw. So like, I got to figure that out, because you guys, we did it. We did stay above the $2,500 mark this month, which means we're ready to give away a snake. So all we need to do is figure out how to do that and how to weight the system. Where basically, so everybody knows what the plan is and so everybody's on board with it and understands why and how we're trying to do it. To be fair, I kind of look at it like raffle tickets, and you're going to be buying raffle tickets more or less while you're in here for these free snakes. And kind of like a raffle ticket, you usually get like one for this and more for more. So for everybody on the $5 level, you're going to get one chance in the drawing. For everybody on the $10 level, you get two. For 15, you get three. 50 will be 10, and 100 will be 20. So basically, $5 equals one chance. We're going to leave it that way across the board, and then we're going to draw. So out of all those in there, we're going to draw one to win each snake, and it always will reset. So it'll be pretty cool. And the first giveaway, of course, will be that bell. I can find that bell right here. Oh, you look terrible because you made a mess in your tub, and then you decided that you wanted to roll your back in it. But we'll show the pretty part of you. Yeah, we'll show the dirty part too. That'll be the first giveaway. I remember this bell is imperfect. Like I told you, when it got some size, you wouldn't even be able to tell. But I know it is. I know it's imperfect, and that's why we are making sure and letting you know. And it does. As soon as it got some size to it, you cannot tell at all. And I gotta go do some work in there because you shed and pooped, and that's what happened, and how you got it on your back. I see what you did now. So anyway, really cool stuff, right? I think anyway. And so, local scare farm, Pennywise. That's awesome, but I just don't have the animals to go to shows. Like, I love going to shows, and I may work some deals to go to some shows with other people. I got to get that done. Our trip fell through, so I got to reschedule that. But this is a great problem. But you guys have bought up the animals I have. I made one show with my animals this year, and it was like the most pathetic showing for a ball python breeder I think ever. I had a bunch of normals and a few other things, and we didn't have anything really crazy. And we still sold out there. And I only went because it was here. Like, it was in Manhattan, Kansas. I had not been in Manhattan, and I know I already promised people I'd be there. I wouldn't even have went, but it was great. So the sugar female, sugar pie would be cool. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those. I figured there'd be a lot of white on them, but an old and man, I tell you what, those weren't good. I love fridges for incubators. Obviously, they are really good. So you'll be very, very happy with that. But what I want to know today is if any of you guys had any thoughts on this new video you saw and what your opinion is on that, and if there's anything that you think we're lacking and everything else, because it's important. Like, your opinion is important to me, and I don't have a controlling interest in that, so I can't make sweeping changes on my own. If there's something that we're missing and I'm hearing it, I want to express that to the group and see if we can't fix it. Like I say, even though none of the Patreon money is funding the zoo, because that all has to fund itself, your opinion still matters to me on it. What's up? What's up, Christopher? So I'm really curious about it. There you go. First clutch of I see leopard. That's a gene I don't have yet, but leopard is things that are on my bucket list that I wanted to add this year. I've pretty much found a couple of them. I'm going to be adding them for sure. So it's really exciting. So you're going to start seeing some new genes. And all these things coming, I talked about the 4 snakes ratting. You're going to see, I want to say, at least 2 brand new genes and an acceleration of one project. Hoping to in March. That'll be cool. Hit me up for coming down. Like I say, if I can, I will be there. But March is going to be sometimes rough. I do have some, one, I got a day job still, and then I have some appointments scheduled throughout March already that I have to keep. Like, one is a snake delivery. I got another weekend where we're probably going to have to travel to get some other animals and get some things done and get some filming stuff done. So, but if you hit me up, if I can be there, I will. And that infrastructure is so important to build before you add. And I totally agree with that. Now, I am a big fan of the Phantom. Obviously we use a Mystic Potion, and Mystic and Phantom are, I think, the same thing, or really close. So I don't think a Phantom's a bad thing to add. But if you're going to add it, you almost have to have Mojave, because of what it does with Mojave is it's just a totally beautiful snake, and you're not going to go wrong there. Let's see if I can pull mine out. Yeah, he's trying to get busy. We'll likely leave him be. Otherwise, I'd have shown him to you, but he's trying to curl his tail around, and he's doing a little bit of that sort of thing, so I don't really want to disturb him. If you already got Mojave, then definitely go for it. The only thing you're going to struggle with is I have a hard time telling, Mojave and like Phantom or Mystic apart when they're born. So I look at them and I can't pick out which one is which. Very easy. But when you hit the combo, it's phenomenal. So it's definitely worth doing. Just let whoever you're selling them to, if you're not 100% sure on what they are, tell them the options will be up front. And if you're up front with them, they're not going to get mad at you. So I haven't had a chance to read any messages yet today, David. I checked messages earlier. Some of you need to check messages for t-shirts. I sent a bunch of those out on, I want to say it was Friday, maybe Saturday, but I think it was Friday. And I checked today. No, it wasn't Friday. Wednesday, maybe. And then I checked Friday. No, I checked Saturday, so I sent them out. Yeah, you can see why I post overwhelmed. And I didn't have any responses yet, so I didn't get a chance to have any more shirts. But make sure and check. I'm gonna probably go through and send more this week. We want to get those out, so we're trying to message people. I'm gonna start at the top. Maybe I'll start from the bottom of the way the Patreon makes a list, because they kind of do it no rhyme, no reason, and work our way up. Maybe that'll help, because maybe some of those at the top I've already got it, and just I don't know. But I want to make sure and confirm addresses before I send. So check your inboxes, folks. Also, here coming up very soon, it's going to get warm. We're in mid-February. Don't expect it to stay cold into March. I mean, it'll be hit and miss. And we're going to start getting chances to ship, hopefully in the next 30 days. So I'm going to be hitting a lot of you up. Most of you that have snakes coming paid in full, just to confirm that we have the orders, everything ready on them, so I can make your boxes and send them. And Python Planes, just check your inbox, because what we're doing, and here's what I'm doing to catch up, because we did get behind because it was just a cluster and trying to track that. Then Patreon made a rewards tracker, which is awesome, but it was kind of a mess when they first made it, because they just dumped everything into it. You know, it'd be great if I was just starting, but with where we were, it was kind of a clanky. So then what we did is we went ahead and just messaged everybody. Or like, hey, did you get a shirt yet? Did you get a shirt yet? Did you get a shirt yet? And we're able to move them off the list they had. And then we've been systematically going through and working our way through and sending out messages. Hey, you've earned a shirt. Hey, you've earned a shirt. Hey, you've earned a shirt. You know, please let us know size, location, and if you want it signed. And then we're mailing those out. So we are trying to get them ready to go. And of course, and I know somebody asked to see spiders. That was why I pulled out that Spiders 181102. I can't, well, yeah, I can. Let me look here. Because here's what we'll do. I got that list of things that were available. Where did I post that? Here it is. And 181102, this is the male spider off of that right here. And yeah, give me 1 second, Christopher, and I will get that. I want to show these spiders that people had asked before I forget. I only have a couple of them. Then we had 181101. They all look about the same. They're all doing very, very well. This is a female spider. You can see how reduced she is. And then we had, was that it? Might have been it. Nope. Yep. Nope. 181107 was the other one. I thought there was 3. Where did I put 181107? Here's where I put 181107. Oh. And 181107 looks to be going into a shed cycle. But you can kind of see her too, and she's doing really well. So I'll put her back in there. And then somebody had asked to see their bumblebee. Let me get to that really quick. And 181403. Oh, you're going to like this, because this is fresh said. Look how light and nice that still looks. Looking good, right? And then there was also one more request for 181601, which is right here. Yeah, here is 181601. Boom. And 11807. Is that, you're going to tell me on that one, James? I'm not sure if you're looking for 181107. Is that what we're looking for? Maybe? I think I just showed that one. That was a spider. So I'm not sure what you're looking for, James. Shoot me that up again, because I'm seeing 11807. That's not the right number. I don't think. The Calico Blitz. I can show the Calico Blitz, because she is not breeding at the moment. Right on my face level. Oh, she's been bred. She just doesn't have a male in at the moment. And she's not looking like she's, you know, showing any signs of going right now. But there you can really get a good view of those colors and how they work. Just beautiful. The spider female. Oh, yeah, we did show that one out. 181107. Was that what you were saying to show, or were you saying that was one you right there? Pretty cool. She's a good little spider female. Get in there, a little pretzel. All right. Let's see if I missed anything here. Oh no. So what just happened is what I predicted. My gimbal. There we go. The gimbal. Yeah, James, I believe she is available. We'll mark that sold for you on here. And yeah, my gimbal died. That's what happened. 181107. And just so you know, we had her priced at $90. So that's where she was at. But don't never fear. We're going to go the old school way. Not a big problem. We can make this work. There we are. Just problem solved. See, that wasn't so bad. Nah, that's the worst thing that happens to me today. It is a good day. All right, guys. Anything else you want to see or any questions before we go eat dinner? Because I know I got a wife that just got home who is waiting on me, and I am starving. So I've been living off of root beer. I do love me some good root beer. But all in all, this year, things are going really well. Oh, yeah. We're likely to have pieds next year, Anna. We've had pieds the last several years. I'll show you our pied pairing right now. That is our female, and she lays a good number of eggs for us every year. Of course, this is our male. And let me show you what kind of babies they produce together, because they do make some sweet babies. This one's not very big. This is a 2017. Let me get her in the light here. So that's the color we get on our pieds. So, and look, smiley face. I'm trying to, Cody. I am really trying to. It's Kansas, man. It could be 80 degrees in March, or it could snow, right? And the darkness, of course, David would request the darkness. If he ever comes, I'm going to put the snake under lock and key. Oh, I bumped you. I'm sorry. And there you can really see the sheen on her. Really pretty snake. Really pretty snake. Don't bite the camera. Just kind of a gorgeous animal and super dark. So I will work on the weather in March. Oh, which email are you looking for, Michael? Are you looking for the business one? Is just Olympus Reptiles. Can I type through here? Well, let me make a comment. No, it won't. If it would let me make a comment, I would make it. Actually, I have an idea. I think maybe I can post the, you probably don't want to see my wall. Let me see if I can't do this. I'm going to, in the post itself, I will post that for you. So you'll have it. Maybe. So here we go. If you look on the comments in the post, you'll have both my emails for whichever one you're looking for. Boom. So they're both there. So now all you got to do is just check that comment. And it's the one to send PayPal money to is the Matt Gambrell one. So it's in there, like on the actual Patreon post in the comments. I just went and made the comment, so it's there. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. All right, guys. And I'll be honest, I think our pieds are probably some of the nicest you're going to find. I am a big believer in our pied line. You know, they were kind of hand selected. So like the one that we bought that ended up being a male was very, very orange. And I was very choosy on adding a female. And I got a chance to add what was an adult female. And when I looked at her, she was really light. She didn't have a lot of orange, but very, very light color, almost like a passed-up pied. Excuse me. So I added her with an eye on producing an oranger pied by using my darker orange male with a lighter female. And all those traits pass on. It was like our parents pass on traits to us. They pass on their traits to them. And so it's was a goal to make that color. And I hope, like, one of the things that I see Pride of Texas said that they're loving theirs, is doing great. There's two things that when I ship out, I always am kind of like, I want everybody to love the animals I send, all animals, but I'm a little extra nervous, I guess you'd say, when I ship out a pied or when I ship out an Axanthic. The reason being is I put my heart and soul into both those projects. So with the pied, God, it looks like my hair is getting thin there. You know what? Maybe I should do this. That way I don't look dim. I get a shadow on my face, so it is what it is. There we go. Make milk ball. Anyway, a little vanity there. It just when you have your heart and soul in those projects, they're really important to you, and you want to make sure that people love them. So it's kind of a yeah. I love our bites. That's about the best I can say. So, all right, guys, anything else? If not, we're going to hop off of here. We tried to keep it a little shorter tonight because I got started a little later. The reason I got started a little later, and I do, Jeremy, I do. And I remember yours have gotten a little bit, they calm down and get a little less bitey, I'm hoping. And I absolutely do care about normals. When I talk about caring a little bit extra, like, being a little more nervous, I ship a pied or an Axanthic, it's because I really want people to appreciate the amount of work that's gone into and the hand selection that's gone into those colors. But when you really break it down, you're talking about a pet snake, a normal or a 5 gene snake. It's just a skin color difference, and those animals, they still need just as much care, just as much attention, and they still need to be fed just like anything else. And here, I'll pull you out one of our normal babies that just shed right here. And as you can see, my normal babies are very healthy. We take good care of them. We try to do our best to buy them as well, because this is going to be somebody's pet, most likely, whether it comes from me or whether it ends up wholesale and then gets to be a pet. There's a good chance this ends up being a pet snake, and there's a good chance this snake is going to be what's going to make somebody be a part of the hobby or not. And so I want my normals to be healthy. I want them to be well started, and they are very important to me. Our goal isn't to necessarily make these, but yeah. And Jake, it depends. When we do a special, okay, like when you see us do Patreon specials every month, those prices are shipped. And now on just the standard pricing, it's not pricing with shipped, and shipping varies. So we have people that get shipping discounts on certain levels of Patreon, and then it's a flat rate of $25 for the smaller box, $35 for the bigger box, which is multiple snakes. And then if we ever had to do a bigger box beyond that, we'd have to figure that out. Otherwise, it probably averages from Kansas, I'd say around $55, give or take $1 or $2. And we charge basically how I charge my shipping is I don't have any extra handling fees or crap. I think that's just the cost of doing business. And so if it comes out to $54.72, we just round it to 55 to keep it nice and even. We don't charge for the box. We don't charge for the heat pad. We don't charge for the stuffing. We don't charge for any of that. We just charge the shipping, and we figure the rest that's built into the snake cost, and off it goes. So that is how we do it. And we ship through, I think it's Reptiles to You is who we use to get our equipment. And so all of our heat packs, boxes, everything comes from them. The only thing they don't sell me is the in-box stuffing. As people use newspaper or whatever, we actually use like teddy bear stuffing. So I go to the hobby store and I buy these big bags of like pillow stuffing, and that's what's in there to make it nice and soft for them. And in case FedEx drops the box, hopefully to act as a good shock absorber to prevent any damage to the snake. So that's why we use those items. Right, and normals are great. I'm still breeding normals. This is the Patreon snake this year, and I'm really hoping she takes. The male's in there with her. They are not locked up, and you can see she is a big old thick girl. And my hope is that she will have babies this year for us. And she didn't last year. We were kind of looking like it is going to this year, though. But she's always so big, it's hard to judge her. Get in there. So normals are, they're a staple, and I think ball python breeders and hobbyists, they do themselves a disservice when they talk about normals like garbage. And I get it. When you're breeding and you're producing and you're thinking about paying your bills and making sure you can afford food for your snakes and litter and electrical cost and all that, and you have a clutcher trying to hatch and the odds crap all over you and you get 5 normals, kind of sucks from that aspect. But what you have to still remember as a breeder are those normals. You brought them into this world. They're here because of a choice that you made, and you owe it to them to make sure that they still get the same amount of food and water and taken care of, and that because it's not their fault. You know what I mean? And they're just every bit as much of a snake as anything else. So I think we have to keep that in mind as a breeder sometimes. And when you go online or you go somewhere in a forum and you rip into them and oh well, and I heard it said the other day, somebody lost a snake, a person I know that does some selling, like, well, it's just a normal. What? That's the wrong attitude. I lose a snake. I don't care if it's a normal or a $300 animal. Financially, do I care? Absolutely. But am I still upset when I lose a normal? Hell yeah, I am. And anyone that didn't believe it can look at the video we did where we, tried to fix that prolapse in that little normal, and we worked our ass off in that little normal. And it didn't work, and I felt like crap. It wasn't, well, it's just a normal, It's just, yeah. Nice. Congratulations on the visual locks. That's right, Chad. A life is a life, and they all have meaning. And you can even break that down to rodents. And I like, being the lead killer of rodents on YouTube, apparently. And I think half of PETA wants to kill me. It's not that I don't respect the life of a rodent. It's quite the opposite, actually. Those rodents are going to die for me. They're going to go into snake tubs, and they're going to die. It is what it is. I killed one today. It's just what's going to actually... No, just one. I only killed one today. It's what's going to happen. But I still respect that life. Like, I understand what that is happening. They're dying so that the animals I'm trying to raise can eat. I get that. And without those rodents, they're the lifeblood of what we do. That's why Kurt works so hard keeping them clean and breeding and temperatures correct, everything else for those, because it is very important. And we owe that to them. Am I going to use them as babies when I need to? You bet your ass I'm going to. That's what I bred them for. But it doesn't mean I don't respect what they are and what's happening there. And, I wouldn't just be breeding rats to breed rats and release them in the world. They're bred for a purpose. So they're going to meet that purpose. But it's also why, I took that one out and fed it to the gator. I don't want it to go to waste, Right. They could be a first snake owner and end up expanding the hobby. That's exactly what happens with normals, and it happens to all the time, And sometimes that happens. See ya, Cody. Have a good one. And I'll be honest, when our rats get medical problems, we don't treat them. So like if we have a rat that has an ear infection, which is a pretty common problem in rats that you can see, so kind of hold their head to the side, we're not going to take it to the vet and treat it. We're gonna take care of that by feeding it off. It is the downside of the breeding and having that disconnect, but it's not a disrespect. Like all of our rats, from the breeders on down, at some point, at some day, are going to be animal food. Hopefully, if they're not, then we didn't do it right, and they die for something else. So, but even Kurt. So Kurt raises all these rats. Kurt raises the rats not just for Olympus Reptiles. He raises the rats for Olympus Reptiles, Manhattan Reptile World, and pretty much most of Northeast Kansas in our little area, right? And that's excluding Kansas City market. That's a different market than us. But for the Manhattan Junction City area, we supply the vast majority of the rodents to. It is what it is. It's what we do. So in doing that, we are responsible for a lot of rat death, whether that's by gas and freezer, gas first, kill them, and then freezing them for wholesale, or what it's for. We're still responsible for that, but we still take tons of time, he does, in cleaning, in proper watering, and in everything else. And when something doesn't go right, trust me, he feels bad. I can see it in his face. Something's going wrong. He doesn't feel good about it. It matters to him. So there is a pride and responsibility we take in our animals, whether it's me and the snakes or him and the rats. And I think that is a very good point, that a life is a life and they all have meaning. Some of their meaning is to be fed off to a snake, but they still have meaning and a purpose, and they still should be, taken care of until that point in time. Yeah. The problem is shipping. Like, I'll be honest. Right now, we're kind of swimming in rats. So if anybody needs rats, you want to come pick some up, we hook you up with a good price. Uh, I've got my freezer full. The freezer at the shop is full of back stock, and so yeah, it is coming along good. It's just an issue of shipping them is a pain in the ass. So we haven't got to that yet. It's kind of a mess. What's up, Kevin? And Kevin, appreciate you, man. You've been really active in our community, and I like that. So people, please use that community tab. Keep posting, keep asking questions, and keep getting help and helping each other. And I will always try to chime in, but you guys have been beating me to the punch, and that is awesome. I don't. I actually did produce. Well, actually, hold on. Champagne Blitz. Did I make a champagne? Yeah, I did. I called it the shits. I produced one of those, one Champagne Blitz. And like I said on the YouTube video, I kind of decided I was only going to keep female champagnes. It was a male. And so I sold it. I only made one and I sold it. And I've never seen another one since. And I didn't even try to make them last year. I'm not trying to make them this year. They were cool, but they didn't do quite what I wanted. So I kind of moved away from that project. Now I think a Champagne Inchy Blitz, because the Blitz brought in more pattern, but not as much as Inchy, might do something kind of cool. So this year for our champagne, and what we're looking at doing is one of them, the Champagne Possible Calico, is getting a lesser pastel male. So really hoping for some pastel calicos and trying to prove out in pastel champagne, which is really cool. The other champagne is getting the scaleless head pinstripe. So we're really looking for some scaleless champagne. And the reason for that is when you look at a champagne, oh, where's my big girl? Here she is. I already pulled you out and served you. I don't want to pull out again. But think about the colors of a champagne, and I really think you'll have something very, very pretty in the scale of snake on that. So I'm really looking at doing that and trying to push champagne into back in the forefront of the hobby a little bit. So bananas can be really bright. I think there's a lot of different lines out there. I don't know if to do the banana coral glow issue. Now, is your banana a young one? Because they will change with time. But like our banana male, he's got a lot of good color in there, and he had a lot of flaming when he was born, and you can still kind of see the flaming coming through here, all up in there, and they do kind of fade out a little bit, but he also throws very orange babies. Some of the pinstripe bananas that we had, not this year, but the year before, were just out of this world. And so our hope is that we can keep producing those. And by holding back the best of the best, continue to produce really nice snakes. Yeah. And Blitz Calico, they're awesome. I love that gene. I'm really excited if she goes this year, because if we can hit, if we can put some like black pastel in there or some banana in there, I think the banana would be insane. So I'm really hopeful to get something rolling in that front. So we're working towards Firefly Xanthics too, Chad. The parts for us are going to be, we have that super pastel Xanthic male we're raising up, and then this guy here, which is a fire yellow belly, 100% head Xanthic, will be a key to it. And not you. And this one here, or sorry, that was a pastel yellow belly. There's probably no fire in that one, but we'll still be working towards that project there. And this is our fire yellow belly, 100% head Xanthic. So we'll be working that through there. But theirs weren't big enough to breed this year. So I'm hoping next year, if the super pastel Xanthic is ready, then we can really start rocking onto that. So that would be awesome for an Orange Inchy Hippo. I mean, I love the ghost stuff. So I'm kind of a sucker for ghost. Well, David, we don't know. I mean, we're hoping to produce more dark snakes if they go, but we'll see, right? And then the other thing they can make is they can make Xanthics, and they can make a ghost, and they can also make true ghosts, because they're both 100% head for both SK, Xanthic, and Ghost. So there's a lot that can come out. And then also spiders swimming around in there because a male spider. So you could do a lot of neat stuff, and we're just going to kind of have fingers crossed. You know, I mean, the top of the line thing would be a spider true ghost, unless the dark gene proves out, and then we have that, and I get to name it, and we'll come up with some cool stuff. Yeah, we'll have some fun with it. So that would be neat. So, all right, guys. I hope you get one. Travis, find SK if you can, because that's what we carry. We can hook up some more stuff down the road. We will never have VPI, so it's not that VPI isn't just as good. A great example of VPI is awesome, but when we went with SK, I wanted to only have one line to avoid any confusion or possible mistakes. So we're only going to keep the SK. All right, guys, let me hop up off of here. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for everything you do for us, and stick with us the next several months, because and I'm not planning on that right now, but I might do it someday, Kevin. We are, like I said, we're adding a bunch of really cool snakes, and then we're also going to be finishing that reptile house and getting it rolling, and more work's being completed on there. So it's pretty awesome. All right, guys, love each